Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. Let's step away from Zotac a little bit, and I will be going into, and hopefully just a couple of series, or maybe even many series, from, I believe, the final WEL of this year. Um, the reasoning I say final is because this is now a multinational, I guess, players bracket, so I'm assuming this is the real deal. No qualifiers, nothing. Um, so yeah, surprisingly enough, though, the Chinese players have an unfair um, amount of players participating, which I guess makes sense because China is still pretty big into Warcraft 3. Not as quite um, in terms of StarCraft, though. I mean, StarCraft, not that many well-known Chinese players, unfortunately. That's pretty much dominated by South Korea. Either way, this is going to be a matchup between two Korean players. In the top left, we have Fnatic's Moon, spawning as the red Night Elf player. Obviously, Fnatic is not a Warcraft clan. It is actually a StarCraft 2 clan, and that's because Moon is actually a StarCraft 2 player now. No longer is he the legendary Warcraft 3 player. I mean, he still is, but um, he's not an active Warcraft 3 player, unless, he participates in tournaments and all that. His opponent is going to be FoCuS, spawning as the yellow orc player in the bottom right, and he is getting himself a Blade Master. We did see Moon start producing that Demon Hunter as well, so it is going to be hopefully a classic matchup. What I do notice immediately is that Moon is going to be placing down a Hunter's Hole before an Ancient of War, and we're not going to see an Ancient of War creeping. This is going to be immediately an unorthodox play. I believe Moon is actually not focusing to I guess, what is it? Creep out as much, and I think he wants to go and tick up early on, or at least that's what I think. Um, and of course, the early Hunter's Hole might suggest some Huntresses. Not sure if there will be any archers though. But that will really undermine the Demon Hunter for a very long time. The Blade Master, I mean, FoCuS can just level him up as much as he can before I guess the tier 2 units might come out from Moon. He is saving up quite a bit of resources, and yes, he is going to tier 2. Hunter's Soul being finished, and we have the Ancient of War, and we have the first Huntress coming out for Moon. FoCuS also began that tier 2, however he does have we do have 2 grunts out already. Meanwhile, Moon only has a Demon Hunter apparently, and Huntress halfway there. Are we really? This might be a second Ancient of War, but I mean, looking at the resources, this might be a second Tree of Life. Ooh. Wonder how great that would be. It is going to be a Tree of Life, so we are going for an early expansion for Moon. Hopefully his time out of Warcraft 3 hasn't really, given him any funny ideas, but, he is a former Warcraft 3, I guess, legend, so he should be playing Warcraft 3, now and then. Not something you just retire forever. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Unorthodox play, or at least opening for Moon. Blade Demon Hunter, I don't think any bit of experience. Nope. FoCuS, not much really from him, to be fairly honest. I would expect him to actually creep a little bit more than he already is. Actually, he's not creeping that much. Grunts are chasing down the Huntress, but the Huntress is pretty darn fast. Tree of Life is halfway completed, and Tier 2 is almost completed as well. Ultra Vision is going to be researched and completed. And yeah, actually we have a couple of seconds to actually talk about the tournament itself. This is an old replay, so the tournament actually started, I believe, in the middle of the month. So right now it is the 30th yeah, 30th of August or 29th if you're, you know, in the past or something like that. So yeah, pretty much WEL's pretty much ended. You can see the bracket for yourself, but you know, if you don't want to be spoiled, then you really shouldn't see the bracket. The only series left to go is actually the losers bracket's final round. So yeah, we do have a Beastmaster as the second hero for Moon, and the Tree of Life is about to be completed. Ancient of Lore is being placed down as well, so Huntress, small Huntress opening, transitioning into Ancient of Lore units. Now we have the Shadowhunter coming out as well. Actually, I really haven't talked about the tournament. It is a round of 16, so there is basically 16 representative players, and it is a double elimination. So that basically means if you lost your first series in your first bracket, then you have the chance to redeem yourself in a loser's bracket, and that's pretty much what double elimination is. Now the Beastmaster is taking a lot of damage. They would go with the Hex, but the Blademaster now just focusing that Beastmaster. However, they will be able to retreat, and Moon will be able to clear out this expansion. Pretty much, you know, goes with hand and foot. Like some minor harassment, taking down an Orc Burrow, and then just TPing on the other side of the map to ensure that your expansion will not be interrupted. So I guess, whether it's intentional or not, I still like that. Talisman of Evasion that might be given to that Beastmaster, as he really doesn't, the Demon Hunter really doesn't need it. It is pretty much redundant, really. It does not stack with Evasion. We do have Sentinels being researched. We do have a couple of Huntresses, so always nice to have a little bit of scouting, especially for permanent scouting. And oh, we are having one Ancient Lore, one Ancient Wind. So we do have Dryads and the Dots coming out for Moon. Dots are only initiate training though. Actually, basically no training at all. Hex is coming down on that Demon Hunter. There we go with the critical strike. Not that high on damage, but the Blademaster only has a circlet, to be fair. Wisp even going to be hexed, and wow, the Blademaster is going to get that Wisp. Usually you couldn't get it. I don't think you could have gotten it, but maybe the Hex was there just to prevent the detonation. Boots of Speed, actually no, Boots of Speed's already purchased. Scroll of Healing is going to be bought, as well as a Potion of Invulnerability. Now the Cool Beast is moving out, most likely just to harass. Beastmaster is honestly interesting choice. We have 2 Dots, 2 Dryads, and 3 Huntresses, but FoCuS not actually wanting to go and clear this out, or at least go and harass. He is going to just clear out other creep camps, and we have Abolish Magic being researched or upgraded. Now Moon is about to get his 5th Wisp on that Entangled Gold Mine, so that is going to be pretty good, and I don't think FoCuS actually expects this. I think we are going to have a fight incoming, and yes we do. Here we go with Moon, and let's see how this turn out. One of the grunts will be taken down. Level 2 on that Shadowhunter, and what item was picked up? I have no idea which item it was. Rune Bracers, I believe it was. We do have a Mana Burn coming down on the Shadowhunter. He does have Serpent Wards, so he will hopefully place those down, and hopefully deal tons of damage to those Huntresses. Now the Dryads are going to focus down those wards. One of them was taken down. We do have, actually I don't know, we have, oh, this might be a little bit messy for FoCuS right now. He lost pretty much all his grunts and raiders. Here we go with one grunt, and FoCuS is actually pulling a couple of peons as well, so you can see the desperation right now. Scroll of Healing has been used, and they're pretty much all used up. Demon Hunter is going to use that vulnerability potion following with that Shadowhunter. The problem is that was the Blademaster's own invulnerability potion. We have a Dryad being taken down. Blademaster is very close to level 3. And if he actually gets that, yes, there we go, level 3. Let's see what he will try to do. Shadowhunter is going to purchase another Scroll of Healing, and he's going to sell that Rune Braces, hopefully to purchase another one. Yeah, Fairy Fire. Not sure how greatly that's affecting it, but obviously the armor reduction is welcomed. We do have a TP switch coming down, and Moon as well is going to force a TP. So wow, both players losing pretty much half their army in terms of FoCuS. He pretty much lost his entire army. Wow. So yeah, obviously this is probably not the best time to talk about the tournament. I will talk about the tournament in the next couple of minutes in the next game. We do have a Moonstone being activated. We do have Moon sitting on quite a bit of resources, almost 1,000 gold and half 1,000 lumber. Meanwhile, FoCuS is struggling to scrape down those resources. He is producing units, but you know, compared to Moon, who has almost 10 food supply ahead of FoCuS, that is not good. The main problem is, however, Moon's units are pretty low. And yeah, without what is it? Actually, I forgot. Wellsprings. Without the Wellsprings research, it is going to be hard to regenerate everyone, unless you got bears. Do you have bears? I don't think so. We have dots, and we still have dryads. Huh. Surprisingly enough, this composition, I'm not sure if it's really complementary with each other, or it's just, you know, working well or fine. We are going to have a mass mercenary hire over here. Level 3 on that demon hunter. He has a full 15-second vulnerability potion. Now, I haven't seen this in a while. An orc player actually bringing down peons to act as meat shields for that spirit link. Shadowhunter is going to reach level 3, and that will hopefully be a powerful level 2 Hex, or maybe a level 1 healing wave. Now, FoCuS does not know that there is an expansion, but he can always assume that there is one, considering Moon's huge army supply. And there we go with the expansion being revealed, and we have a TP coming in immediately. Let's see how this will turn out. The Tree of Life obviously will survive. Oh wow, FoCuS did not retreat, and he is pretty much on top of his opponent. We do have a Hawk on the in the air, but Blade Master actually not going for a Windwalk strike anytime soon. There we go with that invulnerability potion. We have a Dryad being taken down. Scroll of Healing. Oh, that was a very powerful Scroll of Healing, actually. Not something FoCuS would have wanted. Scroll of Protection. Honestly, that was a pretty late Scroll of Protection. GG from FoCuS, and that is going to be game. Oh, wow. To be fairly honest, that was down to the wire. I could not tell who would have actually won. I think that was a little too early for FoCuS on my opinion. Either way, I'll see you guys in game 2, and let's see how this best of 3 will turn out.